They play really well together. Obviously, they've been holding teams in the league to 65 points. And tonight, after a slow start, we made shots and play with great freedom. I think the other thing too was important was we also disrupted them offensively. We turned them over. We were aggressive and made plenty of offense out of our defense. And so we compliment South Carolina. I told you before the game that's the SEC Coach of the Year right there, to be picked last in the league and to be he's 20-4 right now, and those kids have done a phenomenal job. And we talked a little before the game. I told Lamont, sometimes it takes a little losing. And he came in last year, and it was his first year, and didn't go as he kind of go as it planned. But then you have their guys' attention, and they'll do anything to win. And that's how South Carolina's played all year long. They just played to win. Tonight we just played exceptionally well.
Any questions?
Bruce, the turnovers way down for you guys after struggling in that area the last game. Just what was the key to making sure y'all took care of it, but also disrupting them on defense because they don't turn the ball over a ton as well. Just winning that turnover battle.
Yeah. I thought Stephen Pearl did an amazing job on the scout. He had us really ready to go. And they don't turn the ball over. But we blitzed them a little bit in ball screens. We did some things with our ball pressure that bothered them. And we weren't afraid to switch. BJ Mack is such a tough cover that if you kind of guard him traditionally, he tear you apart. So we switched a lot tonight, and they rolled us down some and scored some inside. But that was it takes away a lot of the things they like to do offensively.
Nathan King, and then we'll go to Matt Cohen.
Bruce, Jalen and Janai against Alabama combined for 50, 44 for them tonight. But tonight, obviously, a lot of it outside of the arc. I guess, how does that speak to their versatility for y'all in the front court? And what did you see from them being able to score so well from 3-point range?
I don't know. Jalen's 5 for 7 and Janai's 4 for 5. So when you get 9 3 balls from your starting front court, it kind of makes everything you might try to do offensively work, right? There are picks and rolls and there are picks and pops, and now after Janai popped a few, I'm never going to get him to roll. But that stuff that makes you hard to guard. It makes you hard to guard because what do you do? Because if you don't switch, we're going to get those shots, and if you do switch, then we're going to have mismatches on the inside. So it's not rocket science.
All right, Matt Cohen and Jacob.
I guess following up on that, especially kind of when you look at playing a lot of 5-out offense, how have you seen? Maybe you might not get 9 threes out of those guys every game, but how the ability to see Janai make more threes regularly kind of help the spacing of your offense, especially in those 5-out sets.
Yeah, anytime you can put your bigs on a perimeter and have them have to be guarded, it just opens up the lane, and so it just opens up all the things that you're trying to run. I also think that, again, it doesn't get studied and talked about enough. Certain matchups are certain matchups, and so the way we guard or the things we do offensively worked really well against South Carolina tonight, and against Florida and that matchup, the way they play, the way we played, didn't match up very well, for us. So I'm just glad that we were able to play for 40 minutes. I'm glad that we were able to turn them over. Our assist turnover ratio, the fact that we scored 101, but we did it with 22 assists and only 7 turnovers speaks a lot. And I think that we demonstrated some versatility defensively. We've got a challenge. We'll have our challenges against Kentucky, the way they play, and with their size and with their athleticism and other things that they do. That is going to be a tough matchup for us.
Jacob and then Mackenzie in the back.
Bruce, it's another great performance here at home against one of the top teams, the top team in the SEC. How can you ensure that that happens again this Saturday versus Kentucky, and then try to do this on the road a couple of times?
Yeah, you can't ensure that. They're kids, and the crowd obviously elevates their play, and it sometimes can bother the opponent. You put those two things together, and that's why you work to have a great home court advantage. At the same time, we've won 3 road games in the SEC, and I think we've got I think we're 3-3 in the league, and we've got what do we have? 4 more opportunities, maybe. Is that right? Maybe 3. We got to go to Georgia. We got to go to Tennessee. What's that? Missouri. Thank you. So we have 3 more opportunities to play on the road.
The team picked up its 20th win today, so where's the confidence level heading into this weekend and just overall?
That's interesting. I didn't even know that it was our 20th. That's sort of a number that matters to coaches. We pay attention to 20. We play so many games now, more games, that 20 doesn't mean quite as much as it used to, but 20 was always a kind of a benchmark a little bit. Like 21 wins, which we had last year, was 11th most wins in the history of Auburn basketball. 21 last year. So we talk about trying to make history, and this team is trying, to make history. There's no better opportunity than having Kentucky national television, college game day. I'm so happy for Auburn. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend. We have students sleeping out already right now for the game. The weather's good. There are going to be some fun activities out there for our students. So it'll be a great weekend. And I want our kids to be able to enjoy it. And at the same time, we work all year long for these opportunities.
Ferg and then Mike.
Bruce, you ran Denver at point a couple times. What kind of went into that decision? What did you like, having him there?
Denver's one of our best defenders and one of our older players. And, the fact that KD and Denver are both playing pretty well, and they're both such good defenders, having them be just at the 2 spot with only 40 minutes, 20 and 20, kind of feel like they need a few more minutes. So we took a look at Denver at some point. He had played there earlier in the year, and so it makes us just a little bit bigger and a little better defensively.
Mike and then Henry in the back.
Oh, Coach, obviously Janai and Jalen had great games tonight, but Trey Donaldson continues to play efficient minutes for you. Can you talk about the maturation of his game from year 1 to year 2 and what you're seeing out there from him?
Yeah, Trey is he's fun to watch out there. I'm harder on my point guards than any other player on the floor. So if you see me hollering at my point guards more, that's because it's sort of like Coach hollering at his quarterback or baseball coach kind of hollering at his pitcher. They gotta control the game, and I think Trey's got a really good understanding of our offense and what we're supposed to do, and he's a competitor. He's a physical defender, and he plays at a good tempo the way we like to play. He plays fast, he plays good, and he's not afraid to make plays. I think the other thing too, what you got part of it got to understand is you got to make plays defensively. You just can't sit back and be defensive and let them run their stuff and let them be comfortable, and you got to fly around a little bit, and that's why KD is effective without fouling. That's why, Chad Baker, he's quiet tonight, but he still does so many things out there. But that's the thing about us having a good team. We had a couple of guys that were quieter tonight. That's fine. That's why our depth obviously matters. But we didn't have a turnover at the point guard position tonight from either Trey or Aiden, which was really positive.
Last question, Matt.
It's kind of on the point of Aiden there. I think this was his season low in minutes. Obviously, his scoring has not still been there, but like you mentioned, he doesn't turn the ball over. How has he produced maybe when he's not scoring, or I guess what kind of have you seen in him as he's been maybe struggling scoring the ball but helping elsewhere?
It's you look out there, and every one of the guards in South Carolina are 4th and 5th year guys. And, KD's a 4th year guy. Denver's a fourth-year guy. It's Chad Baker's probably an eighth-year guy. I'm not sure exactly what his math is, but it's older, more experienced players have some advantages, and that's and I think that's part of it. So, okay, thanks.